Okay, so let's continue with the low poly, but before let's finalize every piece for high poly. Uh, After I stopped recording the previous video, I didn't realize that I didn't record, but it's pretty simple. I just selected all of these in case we're gonna use them, but I don't think so. But you need to always have a file to come back in case you want to change something and you don't want to struggle that much. So I selected all the curves and the lofted surfaces, and I clicked Ctrl G to create a group, and I named it curves. We already had the low poly group, which includes only this one, but before the hole and the support edges. And I added every piece from the strips and the head that we've been working on as a mid poly. So now what we're gonna do, for example, this one, we want to finalize this one. I duplicate it and I click Shift P, and I can hide this one, and I have this one separate, so that in case I realize that there's a mistake, or there's something I want to change from this one, I can always come back to the previous one. Or even if I want to go back even further, I have the low version. So it's nice to work like that. Also, saving iteratively, it's nice because sometimes you keep working and you don't realize you made a mistake, and it's a pain to go back. So it's nice to also have these backups, or a previous file or whatnot. So for now, I'm gonna duplicate this one. I can click Control G, and we can name this one like high underscore grp for group. And to finalize it, we can go smooth. Okay. And we can even go higher, but let's leave it like this for now. And we can hide the high poly. We can also duplicate this one, Shift P, and then isolate it. And for isolation, it's Control 1. I think that's default, but if it's not default, you can click this little cursor with a box and you isolate it. So Control 1. And now we select this loop and this loop, and we click bevel. I'm gonna put this. You don't have to, but I like to. For example, which one is default? I don't know. I don't know if this one's default or medium. I think medium. But you don't have that much control over how much or how little you want it. So I always like to click slowest, and I have more precision. And if I want to make bigger changes, like not that precise, I hold shift and it's faster. So I always like to keep it in slowest and control it with shift or no shift for precision or a lot. Um, so okay, but let's not do that much. Let's do, I don't know, like point 35 or something. And yeah, something like that. And I did, like, I selected the mesh, shift right click, soften harden, soften edges, and it softens everything. And like I was mentioning before, I as you can see, when I selected the bevel, I left chamfer on, so the bevel it's like applied to the mesh, like it makes it round instead of having just the support loops. So this way it looks nice even without clicking 3. And also when I click 3, if I subdivide this, you can see how this edge gets stretched out all the way here, and it causes some like shading issues, which we don't want. So a way to fix that is we can add one here. So if we do 3 now, the one that gets pulled out is the support one. But even then, we don't want that. So we add like some more. Let's add some more here, here, and the support one here. So this way it maintains the shape we want better. So okay, also to finalize this one, we can go smooth and we can go soften, and we have, and oh, we have this one also finalized. So now let's finalize the strips. But this one's also pretty easy. Control D, Shift P, And for this one, like I was mentioning, we're gonna keep this one. For example, I'll show you. If I click one, like on smooth, it looks horrible like this. But this is what we want. So we're gonna go smooth, and this is gonna be our low poly. We're gonna even reduce it more and fix here the intersection. But uh, yeah, so this is the high poly. Like I'm just mentioning what we're gonna do with the low poly. So let's do one more for the high poly, so that it's thinking even one more. Yeah, let's do three for the high poly, and let's add it to the high. Also for this one, duplicate Shift P, and let's combine them. Click in here, and let's go smooth. Just two for this one's fine. And let's add it to the high. I'm gonna select all these ones, duplicate, Shift P, combine them, click one, and then smooth, smooth. Let's do two for this. And let's add it to the high. Also, I wanted to delete this one from the bottom one. Duplicate, Shift P, and let's click one, smooth. Oh, we can combine them as well. And one more. And we can go to the high. Wait, which one are we missing? The bottom? Yeah. And of course, we're gonna clean some more. I just wanna have the separation for the high and the mid for now. And let's duplicate, Shift P. Oh, this one's already combined, I remember now. And we can still fix, for example, here, I didn't realize we had. I'm not gonna do it here. I'm just showing you how we might fix like something like this so it doesn't look. But yeah, we'll do that when we're working on the low poly, because otherwise we're gonna get confused what we're missing. So I'm even. It's fine. Let's just add the subdivisions for now, and we'll fix it next. So let's hide the mid. Let's unhide this, and this is the high poly finished, finalized. Like this is the one we're gonna use to bake, and can add the plain material to all of it, even though it's not gonna make. Yeah, yeah, nice. So this is the high poly, and we can now start working on the low poly, which we already have the group here. We just need to add the pieces, and I'll show you how we're gonna work on this, because we're not gonna have a separate piece for each bandage or leather piece. So okay, let's work on that next. Okay, so let's now start working on the low poly, which is not gonna take us that long. So first, I wanted to see something before continuing. This is the mid poly. I just unhide it, and when we were doing, I just want to. I'm selecting all the vertices down here, clicking B. By clicking B, you turn on the soft selection mode. And if you hold B and then middle mouse button, you can select how much you want it to affect the other parts of the model. So let's just do something like that. And Let's separate this one, otherwise we're gonna be moving the other one. Extract faces. Select the bottom. And let's just move it a little bit down. I mean out, not out. Just something like this, so it's not like super obvious. Let's extract these faces as well. Something like this. Nope. Let's better try to extract these. I think just by scaling this one inwards a little bit, it fixes most of the problem. And this one. Then like this. Yeah, something like that. Up. Okay. So we now have this. Let's select only the one and we can combine it. Now that it's combined, we can wait. Let's hide this. Unhide the high. And let's select this one and delete it. Let's go back to what? Wait, maybe delete. Doesn't matter. Let's duplicate it. Shift B. Hide this. Unhide this. And from this one we can delete this. And now we can apply the subdivisions to this one. Yeah, wait, maybe let's wait for that. Let's fix that part. Let's extract this one again. And let's select this. Let's move it closer. Otherwise, when we bake it, it might bring us some issues. Also, this one. Select it. Yeah, for this one, something like this is fine. Let's see the top. something like that. So, okay, so let's do this one first. Okay, let's combine it by clicking here and duplicate it. Shift P. This one as well. Let's duplicate it. Shift P and let's combine it. And let's hide the mid poly. Let's apply the subdivisions for this times for this. And let's put it in the hide poly. Okay, so now let's continue. We have this. We can hide it for now. Let's unhide the mid poly. Let's duplicate this one. Shift P and hide again the mid poly. And can start by deleting this. And here's where I want to decide how low poly we want this. It's 20. I think it's fine, 20. Let's just see how it would look. Way less. And this is fine. Should we go lower? Okay, I know. Let's see the high. Yeah, let's go. Let's see. Okay, we can go like that and create like a. Let's unhide the high. Select this one. Can give it something like this. And yeah, I think it would look nice. Like this. So this will be our low poly, and we can delete these ones, and we can connect it like this way because it's better. It's cleaner. And here we can go the same. You can delete this. We can select both vertices and connect them. And yeah, this is pretty much our low poly now. You can just soften everything and put it in the low. Yes, we already have this one. We can go can merge all this and wait, I'm selecting all the three vertices, and then I'm going shift right click merge vertices, merge to center, and then I'm selecting all three and clicking G and clicking G, because this way we reduce the geometry here. We can even go like this, and if you remember correctly, here we don't need all this. Let's select all, target weld this to here and this to here. We can delete this, back to like, oh, not this, like something like this. Can collapse all these. See, like this. think maybe even can even all this because this is gonna be. Wait, let's see how. No, no. But maybe we can like reduce it. Target well this here and maybe here, here. Okay, wait, not maybe not that much. Maybe instead, like just let's see how much it changed. Yeah, something like we'll see. If this doesn't bake properly, can go back and add those. But I think it's gonna be fine. Let's see. I don't think so, but let's see. Let's see if we can. Yeah, no, not this ones because these are part of the curving. We don't want to go that low. So and also here, since it's a big piece of the model, maybe let's not reduce it here neither. Let's unhide the height. Let's scale it closer. Select this. Deselect this. Scale this. Deselect. Scale this closer. So now we can delete history, duplicate it on the Z axis, and wait, let me go back because let's delete history. I'm gonna hide the hyperbola for now, and I'm clicking W for the move gizmo, D for pivot modification, edit to edit the pivot, then V, and then middle mouse dragging it to any of these middle vertices, and I'm gonna put it like somewhere here. Q, and then I'm gonna Control D to duplicate it, and I'm clicking -1 here on the Z axis, and now I can select both, combine it, and I can select all the vertices, go merge vertices, and there it is to see if everything merged correct. Okay, so we can even, if this is final, we can delete the middle one to keep it even cleaner. It can be our, let's just, I'm toggling, I'm clicking shift, right click, soften harden, and I did a soften harden like overall, and then I'm gonna toggle soft edge display because I want to see if I need to fix anything. And every dotted line is a soft edge, and for example, I'm taking also already into account like the UVs, and I know all this is gonna be one UV shell. So there's one rule that every hard edge in your geometry needs to be a UV cut. So we're gonna cut all the way around to on this hard edge. So everything that's inside here is a dotted line. We don't have any hard edges here because we don't want any. And this is gonna be a shell. All this is gonna be another UV shell, and so on and so forth, like all the other side, the bottom part, and the background. So the soft and hard edges are already correct, and we can keep this as our low poly. which is fine, which is nice. I can't even name it already, but it's fine. Head, handle, low, and let's do the same for this. Oh no, this is, for example, this, I'll show you. I, if you remember correctly, I did like a soft on every edge. And so if you see the toggle, if I toggle the display for the edges, everything is dotted. So here, like I said, every hard edge needs to be UV cut, but not every soft edge needs to be a UV cut, but you can cut it, you know? For example, if I cut all the way here, I can, it's fine, and I don't need to turn it into a hard edge. Like it doesn't matter. I can cut here because I'm gonna make this a separate UV shell, and you'll see, and then this one another UV shell, and the middle part is gonna be a separate flat shell for the UVs. So, and I can keep everything soft, and as you saw before, I made a small bevel here so that the high poly is baked better here. I decided to make it lower polygon count around this part, which is gonna be noticeable. Don't get me wrong. Like you're gonna be able to see that this is like you can see the faceting here, but it's fine because I also want to show how to do like a lower count. Like I want it to be noticeable that this is low poly with a high poly baked. I know it's gonna be like for portfolio purposes and whatnot, and you can even make this one as we had it before with 20 instead of I don't even know like 10. But I'm doing it purposely on purpose because I want to make it like lower. Also, if you know, I mentioned earlier that we're not gonna have each piece of this as a low poly version of it. We're gonna have like a big piece surrounding it all, and also for this one, it's just gonna be like one big piece, and we're gonna bake it, and you'll see how we can get some nice like the idea that we have a bunch of leather pieces, but I want to keep it lower count. I don't want to have like a lot of polygons because the point of this um, workflow that I'm showing you is to show you that like the high to low poly workflow and like how you can optimize it more and whatnot. Uh, but yeah, okay, let's continue. Also, let's go back to the mid. And for this ones, this is another important one I wanted to mention. I duplicated and I shift the duplication. So this is the version with no like here's with 3 with smooth preview, but of course this is not final. If I click one, this is the actual geometry, but this will not work. If we try to bake the high poly onto this one, it will not work because look how different it is. Like this one, it's extremely faceted and not even close to the actual high poly geometry. So what we're gonna do is, oh, for this one, I'm gonna keep the pieces in the low poly, and that I took that into account from the beginning. So I want this one here in the geometry. So I'm gonna go smooth just once, and then I'm gonna go and delete most of the back. But let's see if we can do it. We're gonna be able to do it like that. Also, if we do it to see, I mean, we're gonna be able to see. Okay, so we're gonna let's smooth it one more time, even though it adds a lot of geometry, but it's fine. So now we are gonna let's reduce. Let's click reduce one time and okay, let me show you again. I'm sorry. So we have it here, and as you can see, like it's extremely high. And also for this piece, I already know that this piece is gonna add a lot of geometry, but not 12,000 more. For example, this one it's 200 triangles. This one's 116 triangles. So in total, it's 316. And this one by itself, it's 12,000, and it's just part of the model. Like it's not like all the model. So, like I said, I already know this one, it's gonna add a lot of geometry, but let's not make it that much. And this is, uh, of course, knowingly, because this is not for a game, it's just for portfolio, but we are still are gonna make it lower count. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna select reduce, and I'm again I closed it before. I'm clicking shift right click reduce, and then percentage 50%, and then click Q to confirm. So I know this will add a lot of geometry, but I think it will look nice having this. So since it's just for portfolio purposes or for a video, we're gonna keep it, but we're gonna clean it more. So okay, let's leave it like this, and then I want to delete these back faces, but as you can see, if I select one and then shift double click the other one, it selects also the front because it's a loop that goes around. I don't want that, so we're gonna have to do it like this, like select one and then shift click like a couple more down, like shift double click here, and we're gonna go around and one, shift double click here, shift click, shift double click, and let's go like this. Here. So also the other side, same way. Delete. And we're already 12,000. I mean, not 12,000, 5,000 from the 12,000 we were. So we're still gonna reduce it. Let's see if we can reduce with these ones. Okay, yes, it seems like we can. Yeah, because it's just like changing a little bit. Also, here in the back, we don't need that many. Like we can go and delete every other here because it still has a lot of loops here. Okay, maybe not this one. This one, let's see. Okay, something like this, and we're 4,000. I think we can delete. This one. Let's see, because I don't know if this will be noticeable. Deleting it. Okay, so now that we have it like this, we can go and reduce it one more. Yeah, but not 50. Let's see, 25, 20, 50, 10, 5, 2, 1. Okay, can reduce it manually even more. Let's see where. Collapse it. Collapse that. We can even collapse here. Because 2000 I think still too much. I'm gonna delete this just to see how much it would reduce. So it's 1000 now, that's great. Still a lot, but I know it's gonna be a lot. I just don't know how noticeable it will be that there's nothing in the back. Maybe what we can do once we bake it, it's maybe in the end we can like fix it like this after the bake, not right now. Something like this, because we didn't take this into account. Yeah, I think we can do that. But this, let's do this after the bake because otherwise we're gonna have to move the high poly as well, and I don't want to do that right now. So we can keep it like this for the low poly, which is 1055, and if we bring everything, it's 1300 and something. Which, like I said, this is a lot of more geometry just for the strips, but it's fine. Also, we're gonna add the other pieces, but they're not gonna add that much. So we can leave this like this for now, and after the bake we can fix that part so it's not noticeable at all. Mm. But yeah, we can leave it like that. So let's continue with. We can even name it cross trips. Okay, before we continue, let's go back just a little bit because look, by selecting the loop of faces, I thought it wouldn't delete the front ones, but it did. So let's go back and let's select them like we did before with the other big faces. Let's just go around like this, click, and then go double click. Let's see. I know this is tedious, but I want to show the whole process. Like I don't want to jump cut or time lapse anything. I want to have the whole process for creating these acts. Let's just do the tedious part together. Okay. Also, I wanna let's collapse all these. Let's select this. Just move it a little bit back so it's behind and it's not poking out. So let's continue. This is very, very tedious. This. I think I'm gonna delete this, but because I think this is the part. Yeah. So we can also delete those faces and maybe this. No, these are the ones I'm missing. So let's just go again. And oh, even getting TC just by going around and around. Can delete those, and I think I saw. So now we have it like this. And yes, this can be our poly for this. So let's now continue with the, the part that goes here. Let's name it again, cross strip slow. Let's go to the mid and select all these, duplicate it, shift P, and let's hide this. And let's just apply one subdivision so that's easier. For this one, let's extract these faces. Extract these faces. Okay. And let's create the just one like big cylinder. And I'm gonna try to do something. Wait, let's go to the modeling toolkit. Let's click this one to make the mesh a live surface. So let's go Quattro and let's just quickly create like just a simple loop around this one. And I'm just I created 4 points like just by clicking 4 times and then shift and I created the middle polygon. So here as well, like just 2 and shift click to create the polygon. And we can with middle, like put your mouse on top of the vertex and click middle mouse button and just bring it up so it's covering the entire mesh. On the bottom it doesn't matter because we're going to extrude the bottom all the way here and add some loops to make it closer to the meshes, but we can still keep it, and we can make like big polygons. And this would also be how you would retopologize. Actually, this would be retopologizing with the quad draw tool. By clicking this magnet and then the quad draw, everything we're drawing it directly on top of this one. So if you look closely, everything we drew it's literally like a magnet on the surface of the mesh. And this is really nice because you don't have, for example, if I would create a cylinder, I would have to manually try to make it as close as possible to this. And like I said, this is just, I want to try something to see if it would work after doing this. Just let me make it snug. And I clicked here loop, and then I'm gonna click tab and drag all the way to the bottom. And then we can add some more loops. Oh, not there. So yeah, then click Q. And here's what I wanted to do. That's why it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna, now that it's a polygon, I'm gonna center the pivot and then scale it on these two axes. And I wanna see, oh wait, let's stop this. Let's delete history, select this one, then this one. Let's go deform, shrink wrap, vertex normal, closest if no intersection, and then click apply, close, deselect this one, and this is what we got now. And this can serve as our low poly. We can even maybe extrude it a little bit, and maybe even move these ones a little bit up. This one's a little bit down. And let's see if this would work. I think it would, but still, let's try. And I did like soften edges. So now let me. We have these two shift P, and then let's shift P this one as well. Let's select them all, delete history. And for these ones, I wanted to keep this separate because these ones like stick out more. Let me see something. Wait, what would? Okay, I think for this one, let's extrude it in, just like this. And we can also delete all of this and select all the vertices, shift right click, face normals, reverse normals. And and now let's work on this one. We're gonna do the same thing we did with the cross thingies. We're gonna reduce it. Then we can delete the inside for this one, so I think it's gonna be easier. Let's try reducing it one more, but not that much. 20, 30, yeah, 30. And we can delete this. And we have this. And maybe even like delete every other. Let's see. And like I said, once we bake everything, we will see if we need to fix any piece. This. Yeah, something like this. Soft for this one as well. Let's reduce it. And we did like one more with the other one, but we did 30, 40. Well, we can even do 50, it's fine. So now let's just delete here. And again, let's just select every other edge. I'm just tweaking there a little bit where they're intersecting, but I'm trying to look at the high poly to see how. So yeah, I think something like this might work. If not, we can come back and fix some parts. And we can combine this one, put it on the low. And this one, let's make it go all the way through. And okay, so we have now this. Let's unhide this. And let's select like now all this part. Just this. Duplicated, Shift P. Let's hide this one. Let's combine it. And let's go smooth it. And we're gonna do the same thing. But for this one's gonna be, I think, easier. Because there's not that many parts. For example, I made sure the top and the bottom were like a cylinder and just the middle parts are like twisting and turning. But yeah, so let's do the same thing. Let's make this one live and quattro, and let's do. I'm gonna do like a big polygon here, but we can tweak it. Let's middle mouse drag this to the top. control click here to add a polygon, I mean an edge, and to make it rounder, because also maybe it's really hard. Control click here and middle mouse drag it here to make it like rounder. I think add one here. Sometimes it's really hard to pick exactly what you want to be. So I'm trying to click this one just a little bit here. Something like this, and we have a loop. And we click tab, and let's extrude. Tab, and now that it's not live, let's do the same thing. Let's extrude this one up. Delete this, and let's add them like maybe some 8. I'm gonna go to the front view just to, and before, let's see. Let's have one here. I'm gonna delete this one again, and I'm gonna add them like this. Let's see if this will work. Let's select both, deform, shrink wrap, and let's deselect this one. Delete history. I'm gonna extrude a little bit out, like this. Extrude this in, and just making it closer, like the parts that are this one. Let's make it in. Something like this, and let's extrude it in. Before doing that, let's just select these two, and let's extrude in like this, and let's delete all the inside. Select like this, then everything. Let's delete this one and let's put this one in the low. Maybe even let's select these two and just scale them. Oh, not that much, like just a little bit here. Yeah. So now we have that. Yeah, how much? 2000. This is 300. This is for what? How much? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Let's go with the last part. This one also I think it's easier. Let's hide everything so we don't select anything we don't want to. Let's duplicate it, Shift B, combine them, hide this one just so we have. So okay, so this one needs to be. Okay. So now let's make. Yeah, let's make this. Oh, this one alive. Okay, so let's do the same. Do I think this one? Let's do it. Let's just see if it works. This one. gonna add more. And I'm just making it closer to the high poly. So something like this. Again, let's extrude. Wait, before let's bring back this. In, delete the interior. There's normals and smooth it. So this. Okay, yeah, we can try with this, and if we need some tweaking, we can come back and tweak those parts. But yes, this can be it, and now we can continue into the UVs. And yeah, the UVs are gonna be pretty straightforward, so it won't take that long. So okay, yeah, let's continue to the UVs.